Good afternoon. We are here today to announce a major policy change at the Office of Controller regarding red light camera ticket collections. Effective a month from now, so as of February 6th, the Controller's Office will no longer help Illinois municipalities collect these fines that fall hardest on poor and minorities and that are the subject of a federal investigation. As a matter of public policy, this system is clearly broken. I'm exercising our moral authority to prevent state resources being used to assist a process that victimizes taxpayers. Like all of you, we have read with interest the many stories about the red light camera companies, the federal investigations, a local official who told the Chicago Sun-Times that he gets a cut of every fine paid on a red light camera ticket that's issued by a town where he helped set up the contract with a red light camera company that he worked for on the side as a consultant. It stinks and it's rotten. We can't tolerate that practice of municipal employees directly pocketing cash from contracts that they arrange. It should raise a red flag for everyone, and it has to stop. Now, my office is doing its part to put an end to it. Therefore, today's action is decisive and it's appropriate. ProPublica has reported that tickets from red light cameras fall hardest and disproportionately on minority and low-income drivers. The $100 red light camera fines can double if they initially go unpaid and then almost triple, with vendors and private collection agencies in some cases able to keep a portion of the funds that the state collects on behalf of municipalities. Now, loss of a driver's license can mean loss of a job for some people who can't afford to keep up with those fines or the late fees. Over the years, it has become clear that these red light cameras were less about keeping people safe and more about collecting revenue. They were sold originally as a way to prevent motorists who were racing through intersections. But the stories have shown that they are more about charging people high fines for failing to come to a complete stop as they make a right turn on red at intersections where right turns are actually allowed on red. Now, those are, of course, still moving violations that could be worthy of fines, but one could argue that they shouldn't be treated as red light violations that start at $100 fines and then double or triple. Poor drivers may be waiting, as they do every year, for their state income tax refund to pay back critical bills, things like health care or tuition for their kids. But then they see their refund vanish because it goes to a municipality and then some connected Paul gets a cut. My office will not be a party to that. In the letter that we sent municipalities earlier this morning, I told them that they are free to hire private debt collectors to go after this money. But I also told them that this is a good time for them to take a hard look at their red light camera systems, to revisit this issue and examine whether the harm that they may be doing to their own communities is worth the revenue that it brings in. I think it's critical that the state's collection mechanisms should not be hijacked by political insiders to profit from an enforcement system whose integrity is now being seriously and appropriately questioned. Thank you. Be happy to answer whatever questions you guys have.
How many municipalities were using the Controller's Office to help collect fines, and how much was collected last year?
Sure, there's 60 municipalities that participate in this, and we collected roughly $11 million on behalf of those municipalities last year for these specific type of violations.
What can municipalities use now to help collect the fines?
Well, they're using us right now, but as of today's announcement, we are giving them a 30-day notice. So as of February 6th, we will stop helping municipalities collect those ticket revenues, and they would, if they want to continue the practice, they'll have to hire private contractors to do that, private collection agencies. We're not doing it for them anymore.
Is this affecting a certain group of people more than others?
Do you mean in terms of us not collecting the fees? It's certainly going to impact those municipalities who currently rely upon us, but I think that the program itself negatively impacts people primarily of color and of low economic means, and that is something that's been proven story after story, and there's plenty of evidence to corroborate that, which is why we believe that this is inherently a broken system. It is time for it to be put to rest. We are not going to facilitate these type of collections in the future, and we would encourage municipalities and the legislature to take another look at this and decide whether this is something that should be happening either in those municipalities or in Illinois, period. I mean, other states are moving actually in the opposite direction. Texas just recently banned red light camera usages across the state, and I think that, if anything, there's evidence that states are moving in the direction of a ban versus expansion.
Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. And while you're at it, please leave us a comment. Thank you for watching.